Well, again, we're still on the show. It's a birthday to you, Flight Lieutenant Benedicta Adupaku. You are with the 37th Military Hospital, and of course, you're with the Ghana Armed Forces. And we wish you all the best for the day as you have some great time. Please, let's have some lunch if you have time. You're a very busy person. And then good morning to you as well, Robert Coleman of Wembley Sports Construction Company Limited. Your father's birthday is today, and you're wishing him all the best alongside the rest of the family as well. And now, what do we have?
Yes, this morning we're talking about the news we heard yesterday. Yesterday, the Sector Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture Development announced the imposition of a 3-year moratorium on all new entrant canoes into the marine sector. According to her, this is supposed to help address the issue of dwindling fish stock. Now, people have been talking, fishermen are talking, those of us who consume fish are talking. We're asking, what are the ramifications of this imposition for 3 years? And it starts on the 1st of October. Apparently, the stock we have has dwindled so much, even though we have so many new canoes coming into the sector. There are some statistics which show that we used to produce about 199,000 metric tons of fish. Now we produce just 20,000, from 199,000 to only 20,000, even though we have more than 2,000 new canoes entering the sector. So we're asking you this morning, what are your thoughts on this? And we're also going to be talking to the president of the National Canoe Fishermen Council, Mr. Jojo Solomon. He'll join us to let us know what it means for fishermen, this new imposition, if we saw it coming, if this decision was arrived at in consultation with fishermen and other stakeholders. He has already joined us on the line, so we'll talk to him now. Hello, Mr. Solomon.
Hello, and good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome to the show. How are you?
No complaints at all.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us so early. So yesterday we heard the news about the imposition of a 3-year moratorium on all new entrant canoes into the marine sector. What are your thoughts on this?
For me, I think it is important. We've had deliberations and dialogues and collaborations and consultations, with the regulators. I mean, the Ministry of Fisheries and Aquaculture Development and the Fisheries Commission. And it became more than apparent that indeed we need to do something about recovery. We need to do something about, turning things around, from dwindling to, revamping. Therefore, we bought into the idea. As far back as, 2016, 2017, that's when we started the dialogue, because it was becoming very fearful. An industry that takes care of over 3 million, livelihoods, we cannot afford to superintend its collapse. Therefore, I think it has come at a rather good time.
But what does this mean for new entrant fishermen, for people who are looking to enter the sector? Does it mean that for the next 3 years, only the existing fishermen with their fishing canoes can operate? Or what does this mean? So,
absolutely. Anytime there's a new law or there's the promulgation of a new law, definitely some people will be disenfranchised. But we look at the larger picture and realize that, if nothing is done about it, it won't be too long, even according to researchers and scientists, that our marine waters will become something next to the swimming pool. And therefore, we as fishermen, all we have known is capture fishery or the small-scale artisanal fishing. And therefore, if this is the way we should go, then so be it. We have to tighten our belts. You understand? It's unfortunate, but we are doing it for ourselves and posterity. You understand? Otherwise, the future generation will never forgive us. So I think, even though it's not good, anything by way of, regulation, by way of sustainability, definitely there will have to be some sacrifices here and there.
okay.
So, it's okay.
How do the other fishermen feel about this? Have you had any opposition?
So far, no, because
No opposition. Okay.
Because of this, last year we had a national dialogue. We invited all fishermen from the four coastal regions, including their chief fishermen. So we also deliberated and have a common ground. And surprisingly, we built a consensus. Nobody opposed it.
Okay.
Looking at the dangers that lies in open access and to continue doing what we are doing. So I don't think that should be a problem. Fishermen are aware.
Okay, but how does this affect harvest? Does this mean that we are going to continue to get the harvest that we get every year, or is it going to dwindle the supply?
No, I mean, if we are putting this is also one of the measures that we are putting in place to recover the stocks. Close season is one. It's not a pleasant thing, but we all have to tighten up because the need has arisen. Now, this moratorium is another because we cannot continue to operate an open, type of, fishery that anybody gets a canoe and then is out there doing business. You understand? Because the regulators and the researchers have done due diligence and they are telling us that, look, the number of canoes out there and fishing fleets out there and the biomass or the amount of fish stocks that we have there do not match. You understand? The ratio is very, very bad. And if we continue doing that, we will totally collapse the industry. So, I believe that if we are capping it, then it means that we are going to see, coupled with the close season and the minister putting this ministerial gear directives, for the industrial trawls and this thing. It is all in an attempt to recover and revamp the industry. So I believe we may see the results, not now, but, I'm sure in the next couple of years, we should be able to see the gains.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the price of fish. Should consumers expect an increase in price of fish moving forward?
No. I think in this instance, it means that now, we've capped it, so we are not getting more canoes chasing very few fish. So I think that by statistics, I believe that if now the canoes out there are the only ones who are allowed to fish, then I believe that the stocks will start revamping and it will become a demand and supply thing. So if the supply is also revamping, it's there, then I believe that it will force prices down. So it is just the way around instead, I believe.
Okay, so...
My small economics that I know.
Okay, so basically, this imposition only has positive sides. The only possible negative side is that there will probably be no new fishing canoes in the marine sector.
That's not the only one. The other one too is that, then it means that those who have been disenfranchised, those who do not have access, will have to go and look for another kind of livelihood or vocation. You understand? We are also thinking about them. We cannot be that insensitive to them as well. So they also are there to suffer some kind of loss there. Though I think it is good for all of us, for future and for posterity. But maybe the minister also reiterated that we'll still review the process every year, see whether maybe we may not even hit the 3-year moratorium, or now I think our stocks are there now, so let's open it up for others to join. It all depends.
Thank you so much for talking to us, Mr. Jojo Solomon. We appreciate the insights you've given to us. We've been talking to Mr. Jojo Solomon. He's the president of the National Canoe Fishermen Council, and we've been talking about the new imposition of a 3-year moratorium on all new entrant canoes into the marine sector. So there'll be no new fishing canoes. Only the ones that already exist and are operating are the ones that will continue to operate. Apparently, we had 8,000 fishing canoes in the 1990s. By 2023, we have 12,000 canoes in the fisheries sector now. And so he says that this new imposition is not going to affect prices in any way. We used to produce about 199,000 metric tons of fish. Now, in 2023, we are only producing 20,000 metric tons. And so this imposition is supposed to help us to address the issue of dwindling fish stock. And it's supposed to be all good news from here. Thankfully, there'll be a review every year, because one of my concerns was that 3 years is a very long time, Roland. 3 years is a long time, but he says that's what is needed to be done so that we'll be able to show up the numbers again and in good time. So we're asking you now to call us. What are your thoughts on this, especially after listening to the president? He's given us some good insights into why this had to happen. What are your thoughts on this? Call us now. The number is on the screen. You can call us and let us know what you think. I was concerned as someone who consumes a lot of fish. I told you once, Roland, I consume a lot of fish. Yeah. And so I buy fish in the buckets, the little blue buckets. So my fridge has different types of fish, shrimp, small tilapia, and all the others. I'm glad it will not affect the prices of my fish. We have our first caller on the line. Lover. Hello.
Good morning.
Hello, Aziz. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. My name is Aziz Donla. I'm calling from Wa.
Aziz
Donla, good morning.
Good morning, Ro.
What are your thoughts on the issue?
First of all, I think the ban is not that much bad. But then my concern is that what about if the old ones that they are using break down? What are they going to do? Are they going to get new ones to replace it or what? But in this particular ministry, I don't actually believe this government for saying that 3 years. This government can say this thing today and do a different thing tomorrow. So for me, I want the minister to come clear on this particular issue regarding if a fisherman can break down, what is he going to do? If you go to Elmina, you realize that a lot of fishermen are there. And then when they are doing their job, virtually every day they are in the sea looking for fish. And some of us, for instance, for me, I don't take any other meat apart from fish. And if this is not going to affect the prices, then that's okay.
Yes.
But like I said initially, this government says something and do a different thing because this government is not trusted. You cannot trust this particular government, whatever that they are saying. They will have seen submission, also time and sea, and so many other things.
All right.
And they shouldn't even do that and end up in corruption because these people, they swim in corruption every day.
Okay, Aziz. Thank you so much, Aziz.
We're talking about fishing. We're talking about corruption. Aziz Donla.
Aziz. He's a fish lover like me, so he's very concerned. Yeah. But yes, Aziz, like the president of the National Canoe Fishermen's Council said, it will not affect the price of fish. Or we hope it doesn't affect the price of fish. We don't see that coming soon. I
have this comment coming. It said if it breaks down, the fishermen have to find alternative sources of livelihood. Now, is President Jojo still on the screen?
Yes.
President Jojo, somebody said I should ask you, what's the science behind stopping the infiltration or perhaps moving into the sea annually more canoes and then having a close fishing season? What's the science behind it?
Though we have our own local ecological knowledge, we believe that too much of everything is bad, and therefore if we are confronted or we have issues of overcapacity, then the only thing is that you don't add more. You understand? You cap the capacity.
Okay.
That is just common sense approach. And then again, I believe that our forefathers had Tuesday as a non-fishing holiday. Yes, non-fishing holiday. It is all about reducing the effort or the stress on the marine life.
Okay.
So I believe that.
All right.
We are talking about the same thing.
Yeah. So so we have a caller. We'll take the caller. President Jojo, please be on the line.
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Kwabena. Can you hear us? Kwabena, can you please turn down the volume on your TV set? Okay, the connection isn't so great, probably because your volume is too high. So please turn down the volume on your TV set and listen to us through your phone. That way, we'll hear you and you hear us. We can have a good conversation, okay? You can also call us now. The number is on the screen. President Jojo is still on the line. Roland.
So, President Jojo, so the viewer also wants to know if you close the sea, it still doesn't mean that the fish stock or the pelagists will stay at one place, because they move around depending on weather and the movements of the waves, etc. That's
yes, but they are still in our marine waters. So if Nuwa doesn't get it, Axim will get it. That has always been the trend. They are a migratory species. They do not stand in one place, and therefore that is also not an issue. It has no bearing or connection with the capping of capacity or the closed season. You understand?
All right, please.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you.
But
Thank you.
there was a question also about broken down.
The replacement.
Yes.
I think this question even popped up. One of the media
Okay, President Jojo, can you just hold the thoughts? Let's talk to this caller and then we'll come back to you. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, sir. You're welcome to the show. What's your name?
My name is Isaac.
Isaac, you're welcome. All right. What are your thoughts? Very quickly.
Yeah, for what they are saying, the moratorium they are saying. The younger ones, Ghana now, the young ones, they want to join this business. And maybe they have their own money, which they want to buy new canoes to join. So what are they doing about this?
All right. Thank you so much for that call. And President Jojo, in just 2 lines, can you answer the question on broken down canoes?
His voice wasn't clear enough. Can you please repeat the question?
No, I'm asking you about broken down canoes and replacement.
Yes. So the broken down canoes will be allowed to be replaced.
All right.
The dimensions and everything must be the same.
Thank you so much for joining us and for bringing us all those insights. We really appreciate that. It's now time for us to cross over now to Johnny, who's ready with Johnny's Bite. Stay tuned.